रिद्धि सिद्धि चमर दुलारे श्री गणराय मंगलमूर्ति मोरिया। जय गणराय श्री गणराय मंगलमूर्ति मोरिया। जय गणराय श्री गणराय मंगलमूर्ति मोरिया। जय गणराय श्री गणराय मंगलमूर्ति मोरिया।
जय श्री माता जी। పరమ పూజ్య శ్రీ మాతాజీ దివ్య ఆశీస్సులతో ఈనాటి ప్రాతకాల ధ్యాన కార్యక్రమానికి సహజ కుటుంబ సభ్యులందరికీ హృదయపూర్వక స్వాగతం. ముందుగా మనమందరము కలిసి తల్లి దివ్య శ్రీ చరణములకు సంపూర్ణ శరణాగతి సమర్పించుకుని ధ్యాన స్థితిలో కూర్చుందాం. రెండు చేతులు శ్రీ మాతాజీ వైపు పూర్తిగా తెరచి ఉంచుకుందాం. తల్లి దివ్య శ్రీ చరణములను చూస్తూ చిత్తాన్ని నెమ్మదిగా అంతర్ముఖం చేసుకుందాం. మన అంతర్గత స్థితిని మనం గమనించుకుందాం. పరమ పూజ్య శ్రీ మాతాజీ అమ్మా, దయవుంచి మా అందరి హృదయములోనికి రండి తల్లి. శ్రీ మాతాజీ దయవుంచి మా అందరి హృదయముల్లోనికి రండి తల్లి. మా అందరి హృదయములను స్వచ్ఛంగా చేయండి తల్లి. పూర్తిగా హృదయాన్ని గమనించుకుందాం. హృదయములో తల్లిని దర్శించుకుందాం. అమ్మా శ్రీ మాతాజీ, ఈ ప్రాతకాల సమయములో బ్రహ్మ ముహూర్తంలో మేమంతా మిమ్మలను ధ్యానించుకుంటకు దయతో మాకు అనుమతిని ప్రసాదించండి తల్లి. ఈ సామూహికనంతటినీ కూడా మీ దివ్య చిత్తములోనికి తీసుకోండి తల్లి. శ్రీ మాతాజీ, మీ దయ వలన మేమంతా పరిపూర్ణమైన ఆత్మస్వరూపులం తల్లి. దయతో మా అందరి యొక్క ఆత్మలను ప్రకాశవంతము చేయండి తల్లి. చిత్తాన్ని నెమ్మదిగా తల్లి కుండలిని మాత వద్దకు తీసుకుని వెళ్దాం. కుండలిని మాతను జాగృతి పరుచుకుని బంధం తీసుకుందాం. రెండు చేతుల యథాస్థానంలో శ్రీ మాతాజీ వైపు ఉంచుకుందాం. నెమ్మదిగా కళ్ళు మూసుకుందాం. చిత్తాన్ని పూర్తిగా అంతర్ముఖం చేసుకుని తల్లి కుండలిని మాతను గమనించుకుంటూ నెమ్మదిగా చిత్తాన్ని సహస్రారమునకు తీసుకుని వెళ్దాం. పరమ పూజ్య శ్రీ మాతాజీ దయ ఉంచి మా అందరి సహస్రారములోనికి రండి తల్లి. శ్రీ మాతాజీ దయ ఉంచి మా అందరి సహస్రారములోనికి రండి తల్లి. అమ్మా దయ ఉంచి మా అందరి సహస్రారములను పూర్తిగా తెరవండి తల్లి. సహస్రారమును గమనించుకుందాం. ఈ స్థితిలోనే ప్రాతకాల శ్లోకాన్ని సామూహికంగా పఠిద్దాం. ప్రాతః నమామి హృది సంస్కృతాత్మతత్వం సత్సిత్ సుఖం పరమహంస గతిం తురీయం యత్స్వప్న జాగర సుషుప్తమవైతి నిత్యం తద్బ్రహ్మ నిష్కలమహం నచ భూత సంఘః. మన స్థితిలో వస్తున్న మార్పులను గమనించుకుంటూ అనుభూతి చెందుతూ మూడు మహామంత్రములు శ్రీ గణేష మంత్రం సామూహికంగా తీసుకుందాం.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महादेवी
రెండు చేతులు నేల మీద బోర్లించుకుందాం. తల్లిని ఈ విధంగా ప్రార్థిద్దాం. తల్లి భూమిమాత, దయతో మా అందరి దేహములలో మా యొక్క ఆధ్యాత్మిక ఉన్నతికి అడ్డుపడుతున్న అన్ని అవరోధములను, దోషములను, బాధలను మీలో కలుపుకొని మా అందరిలోను శ్రీ గణేష తత్వమును జాగృతపరచండి తల్లి. పరమ పూజ్య శ్రీ మాతాజీ, అమ్మా, మేమంతా మీతో ఒక్కటి కావటానికి మీ యొక్క అనంతమైనటువంటి ప్రేమ చైతన్యం మాలో ప్రవహించటానికి, మాలో ఉన్నటువంటి అన్ని అవరోధములను, దైవ వ్యతిరేక గుణములను, దుష్ట శక్తులను అన్నిటినీ కూడా దయతో భూతత్వము ద్వారా తొలగింపచేయండి తల్లి. పూర్తిగా అంతర్ముఖంగా మనల్ని మనం గమనించుకుందాం. రెండు చేతుల యథాస్థానంలో శ్రీ మాతాజీ వైపు పూర్తిగా తెరిచి ఉంచుకుందాం. మన రెండు చేతుల్లోనూ అంతర్గతంగాను చైతన్యాన్ని గమనించుకుందాం. మనలో ఇంకా ఏమైనా అవరోధములు ఉన్నాయా? చైతన్యాన్ని పూర్తిగా అనుభూతి చెందుతున్నామా లేదా గమనించుకుందాం. శ్రీ మాతాజీ, దయవుంచి మిమ్మల్ని అందరినీ సమతుల్య స్థితిలో ఉంచండి తల్లి. మా అందరి యొక్క ఈడ పింగళ నాడులను స్వచ్ఛంగాను చైతన్యవంతముగాను చేయండి తల్లి. మమ్మల్ని అందరినీ వర్తమాన స్థితిలో ఉంచండి తల్లి. పూర్తిగా సుషుమ్నా మార్గాన్ని గమనించుకుందాం. శ్రీ మాతాజీ, దయవుంచి మా అందరిలోను శ్రీ మహాలక్ష్మి తత్వమును జాగృతి పరచండి తల్లి. సహస్రారము నుండి మూలాధార చక్రమును గమనించుకుందాం. పరమ పూజ్య శ్రీ మాతాజీ, దయవుంచి మా అందరి మూలాధార చక్రములోనికి రండి తల్లి. మా అందరి మూలాధార చక్రములను స్వచ్ఛంగా చేయండి తల్లి. శక్తిమంతముగా చేయండి తల్లి. అమ్మా, దయవుంచి మా అందరి మూలాధార చక్రములను మీ యొక్క మూలాధార చక్రముతో ఒక్కటిగా చేయండి తల్లి. శ్రీ మాతాజీ, దయవుంచి మా అందరి మూలాధార చక్రముల యందు శ్రీ గణేషుని జాగృతి పరచండి తల్లి. శ్రీ గణేషుని యొక్క అమాయకత్వాన్ని, పవిత్రతను, విచక్షణ జ్ఞానాన్ని దయతో మా అందరిలోనూ స్థిరపరచండి తల్లి. శ్రీ మాతాజీ, శ్రీ గణేషుని చేత మెప్పు పొందటమే మా ఏకైక లక్ష్యము తల్లి. అమ్మా, దయ ఉంచి శ్రీ గణేషుని చేత మెప్పు పొందే విధంగా మమ్మలను తయారు చేయండి తల్లి. పరమ పూజ్య శ్రీ మాతాజీ దయవించి మమ్మల్ని అందరినీ కూడా పూర్తిగా మీతో ఒక్కటిగా చేయండి తల్లి. మీ యొక్క అనంతమైనటువంటి ప్రేమ, చైతన్యం మా అందరిలోనూ అణువణువులోను కణకణమునందు ప్రవహింపచేయండి తల్లి. ఈ ఆనందకరమైనటువంటి స్థితిని ఇలాగే కొనసాగించుకుంటూ తల్లి యొక్క అమృతవాణిని వింటూ ధ్యానములో మరింత ఉన్నత స్థితిని చేరుకుందాం.
So joy giving to be back in Australia. When I wanted to come here in this month, Stephen told me that Perth would be scorchingly hot. And I don't think you should go to Perth first, you can go later. So I said that part will leave it to me. The rest is all right. Now, you have seen how it rained and rained and rained. Because you wanted rain, that was needed very much. And also, you wanted a cooler atmosphere. Both things have worked out. But then the worry was that because of the rain, the seekers won't come. Also, that was solved because it was a testing ground. I told them if they are real seekers, they'll come, otherwise, what's the use having a big quantity with no seeking? And see, yesterday, what beautiful people came. They came all the way in the rain because they were seekers, very deep seekers. They never even asked a question. Can you imagine in this Australia, I'm always bombarded with questions. And they had told me not to allow them to ask questions. But I could feel their seeking so much that I said, better ask me questions. And not a single question was asked. So in one shot, how many things are done? You got the rain that you needed very much for your trees, for your crops, for your fruits, for everything. It was most unexpected. And then you got it cooled down so that our programs could go on well. Then you got the real seekers and the real seeking. But the electricity went off. Now see the good point of electricity also. Because electricity went off, we had those candles. And all the booths I saw were just very burnt with these candles on. And I came in the room, they all went buck, buck, buck like that. And I could see why candles had to be put. So also that was a good thing, that we should rely sometimes on natural things. We are so much dependent on electricity is not a very good thing. So we should have always provision for something natural. We should keep some lanterns and things and should try to live more with the nature than with this electricity. I tell you, this electricity is responsible for spoiling our eyes very much. Supposing we had used those lights which older generation had used, we would never have strained so much our eyes as we are with this electricity, because not that it gives us light, but also it takes away light from our eyes. So too much use of electricity is made us like slaves to it. As you know that in America once the electricity failed and so many people died. So it's more to depend on natural things. And this is a good trend that you have, that you try to have more natural surroundings, more natural places to live in. So the main thing we have to realize that equilibrium, that is being worked out by Parama Chaitanya. If Parama Chaitanya is the power of love of God, then it works out equilibrium. So the Sahajogis who are going to work out Parama Chaitanya have to have equilibrium in their life. This is a place where I say resides Mahaganesha. So we have to understand how Shri Ganesh brings balance in us. It's very important to see that his swastika represents nothing else but balance. Balance when it is steady. When it starts moving in the right direction, then constructive work starts, and also it works out all that is important for life. But when it starts the other way around, it works out the destructive part. These both are in balance. If they are not, life cannot go on. The constructive and destructive both have to be in balance. See in nature. If you see in the nature, for example, a bud has to come, and when the bud dies, then the fruit comes out. The tree has to evaporate its water to the sky. If it does not, then it won't rain. It won't trigger the rain. But during winter season, it has to drop out its leaves because these leaves have to die and fall onto the ground to nourish the mother nature with nitrogen. Then during summertime, again they come back. So the life goes on like this, that whatever is created is destroyed, something new comes up, again that new thing also comes up in a way that it becomes constructive, and then whatever it has constructed, part of it is destroyed. So actually if you see, in the death resides the life. If there is no death, imagine if all the people who were born since long would have been living today, we would not have been here. It would have been so difficult to manage ourselves with all these people. But so many animals have died, and those animals also have become human beings. So many human beings have to die to get other people to come on this earth, and that you have to take some rest and come back again. So the death is just a change of life. Without death, life cannot exist. It's a balance between the two. So a Sahaja should never be afraid of death. He should never be afraid of death. Because if he is going to die, it is only going to be another life where he rests for a while and comes back with greater enthusiasm, with greater energy. So there is a complete balance in nature. If you see, if there was no balance, we could not have existed. Supposing the earth was moving with a greater speed, we would not have existed. If the Pacific Ocean was deeper even by certain feet, we would not have existed. So many things are completely in balance. The distance with the sun, the distance with the moon, everything is so much in balance. If this balance breaks, then we would be nowhere. So we have to understand that all this is done by Shri Ganesha. He is the one who looks after all the material things and all the things that are created. For example, the first chakra is created by this Mother Earth, and all this universe then is created by the second chakra. But the first chakra is the one which emits the holiness, the auspiciousness, which gives balance. Auspiciousness comes only through balance. So I find people, when they have lost their balances, they go to the right or to the left. People are very righteous, extremely righteous, very good Sahajogis, nice, but there is no love. Without love, righteousness has no meaning. Love doesn't mean that you indulge into anything, but you must have detached love and responsibility. So in our life, we should see if we have that balance or not. It's very important if we have to see to Sri Ganesha. Sri Ganesha, as you know, is on Muladhara. He controls all our senses as far as the Muladhara is concerned, especially all the excretion. So we are not people who believe in the indulgence of it, neither we believe in the detachment of it, but in the balance. That's why you all have to be married, you have to have a proper physical life, and that you should have proper children and lead a very sensible, dignified married life. That is very important. But love should be there. There should be love between husband and wife, between children and parents and everyone. If one person goes into imbalance, the whole family goes into imbalance. To establish a family sweetly and nicely is also an art. And if both of them agree and say that we will do this way, I am sure it's not difficult, because you are Sahajogis, you are already know the quality of balancing. What I find in the West now is the balance has gone really on the rocks, because see now there are all kinds of problems of homosexuality and this and that and all. This is just because of imbalances. People have gone to that limit. Another is asceticism, where our people are ascetic, made ascetic, like in TM and all that. They have taken to these things because these are unnatural things. Natural is to be in balance. If you are not in balance, then things go off and you become either too much of something and nothing of the other. That's how people suffer. So, from uh, Ganesha's chakra, we have to learn what are we doing. So, sometimes we have to say accumulate things, we have to consume things, and then we have to throw them away also. It is not that whatever we consume is just stored up within us or in the house. So we must also learn how to throw away things and how to take inside. This is in our household, in our thought also. In our thought also, when we receive some thoughts from anywhere, we should only digest that is good for us and is digested because of Param Chaitanya. The rest should be thrown away. We shouldn't bother. Like yesterday, somebody met me. You said, Mother, I am a Catholic and I cannot get out of Catholicism. She is supposed to be, she wants to do Sahaja. Then I said, you stay in Catholicism because there is no question of balance. But in Sahaja Yoga, whatever good of Catholicism means that you have to worship Christ. That part is all right. The rest, whatever is nonsensical, has to be thrown away. So the whole atmosphere that you face of thoughts, of ideas, of books, whatever you read, you must develop a capacity to consume that is good for you, and whatever is bad, you should throw away. I must say in Austria, people are really doing that very well. Somebody is now doing research on Quran. He is taking out all the essences of Quran which are in balance. Quran talks of balance, talks of that you must have balance, equilibrium. It talks of it. And so he has taken that point. And now he is taking out all that creates imbalances in the Islamic book called Quran, which people have used for imbalances. On one point, you can show how they have gone deviated from their path. Deviated means they have gone into imbalances. For example, Christianity now, you can take it very clearly that they didn't use Ganesha's principle there at all. But all throughout is written that you have to look after yourself in a moral way. That in the Old Testament is written that, not coming? You can't hear me? I think you can, but it's on a taping. Now, in the Old Testament, it is written, thou shalt not commit adultery. But Christ has made it even subtler, very subtle, because he is at Agya, controlling the eyes. So he said, thou shalt not have adulterous eyes. But the Christians have crossed all the limits of adultery, all the limits. I mean, I don't know to what limit they are going to go now. I mean, it's really, they have gone amok, the way they are going into this kind of a experimentation. And then what will happen to your children? What will happen to your society? That's what is happening now in complete imbalance. Completely in imbalance, all these societies where they are using adultery as a style of life. What Christ has said, just the opposite that. Same as Shri Krishna has said that in everybody resides the spirit. Then everybody is just the same. How can you have caste system? You can have at the most caste system according to the work that you are doing. But you can't have caste system according to the birth. You cannot have. I mean, it's so plain, clean. You can see it so clearly. He has said it that everybody has got the spirit. So everybody can ascend. Christ has said the same thing. He has not said that women don't have the spirit or men have the spirit. And look at the way these people are talking. that they cannot have ordination. Of course, I mean, ordination itself is humbug, but still, I would say. But to deprive someone of certain rights because they're women or men is something absolutely, I should say, nonsense. It has no relevance to Dharma, because Dharma means balance. Dharma means balance. The one who has balance is the man who is dharmic, who is in the center. If you are in the center, say you take, say, a balance. It is called as balance it, but in Hindi it's called as tarazu. Now you hold it in the hand. It's called as balance. Can you imagine? Hold it in the center. The center of gravity of that balance is in the center. Now, if you go more on this side, this will go down, or you go on this side, it will go down. But if you are at the gravity point, you cannot move this side or that side. Can you imagine the gravity is coming from Mother Earth? And Mother Earth has made Shri Ganesha. So this gravity point within us is to be maintained. And this gravity comes very natural to human beings. It's not to be adopted or anything. If children are told about their gravity, about their dignity, about their greatness, they will immediately develop it with a great pride that we are something special and that we have to have this gravity within us. Now this gravity gives you what you call is a kind of an attraction. Anybody who is grave doesn't mean that you pull a big face. It never means that. But gravity means that you are not disturbed easily by any turmoil or anything. Gravity means so many things, as you can see from Shri Ganesha's character. That gravity means you are the one who is standing in the center. A person who sees everything doesn't get disturbed, doesn't get tempted, is self-contented, doesn't ask for anything, doesn't need anything, doesn't take revenge, forgives. Because he has no way to get out of his gravity, he's just bound there. Now somebody takes a revenge and runs away, all right, go away. If somebody tries to trouble him, all right, go away, because he can't run out of that gravity point. That another person has lost his balance, but he can't run after that person who is in imbalance. So he doesn't run after that person who is done wrong. He's all right, he's done wrong, have pity on him, let him do the wrong. He doesn't run after that person. He's standing there, and he's standing there itself is sufficient to frighten others and to destroy others, because he is standing at a point where he cannot be destroyed. But the others are running towards destruction. So what's the use of running after him, getting yourself also destroyed? Such a person who has achieved that balance sees others as something to be pitied, because he sees they are on the verge of falling down. I am here nicely settled down, but they are on the verge of falling down. They may try to tell him, they may try to help him, they may try to do everything for that person because they can see that person is going to fall down. But if that person doesn't want to take to balance, you cannot force it. So the Ganesha's greatest quality is that he has gravity. With that gravity, he sits down on this Mother Earth. Now, because this is a country of Ganesha, the Australians must have balance. Should naturally have. But they don't. I must tell you, they don't. My experience of Australians before I started Sahaja Yoga has been terrific. I must tell you that if an Australian starts drinking, only person who can compete with him is a Russian. And then they talk so irrelevantly, you don't know how to deal with them. If they shake your hand, then you will feel after some time you have lost it. Everything they do in such a big way that I couldn't understand. Why is it? They shake your hand so badly. So CP said, you see, they have lots of jungles. He tried to console me. And there are lots of, you see, animals and things, and that's why, you see, they shake hands like that. I said, no animal shakes hands, you see. How have they learned from the animals? I can't get this explanation, all right. On the contrary, they are extremely gentle. Animals are extremely gentle with each other. So how this kind of shaking hands has started? And only people who can beat them are Greeks, who shake hands in a very funny way that really you get a big jerk. So I felt that the country of Ganesha, which should be absolutely in balance and in one tune with this Param Chaitanya. You see the animals who live in the jungles. You have so much of nature. See these trees. They grow up to a point. They do not aggress others. They do not fight. They do not have groups. Nothing of the kind. Just they grow, accept whatever is given to them, live with it happily, and if they have to be destroyed, they accept the destruction. But they are absolutely in contact with God or under the complete control of God Almighty. That's why animals are called as Pashu, means Pash, means under the control of God. While we have got freedom, even we have got freedom, still this is a country of Sri Ganesha. The nature should really imbibe within you is the balance. And the balance should come in such a manner that your whole character, your own temperament should show that balance within you. But what I find is the most difficult thing in Australia, that there are groups and people fight and lots of problems with that. It surprises me how can in the country of Ganesha where there are Ganas, see all Ganas are here. If Ganas start fighting with each other, what will happen? Supposing the antibodies in our body start fighting with each other, then what will happen to our body? So you are like Ganas. You are specially blessed people to be born in this special country. And after all these achievements that you have made, if you are going to take these absolutely nonsensical things of the countries which are overdeveloped, have lost their balance, then what's the use of being born in this Ganesha's land? In this Ganesha's land, you have to have a complete balance within yourself. That's what I expect from the Sahajogis of Australia, that they have to give to the whole world the sense of balance of Sri Ganesha. On the contrary, it is being reported to me that every time we have our program in Ganpatipule, people have noticed that there are groups in Australia, that people are not clean-hearted. They talk ill of others. And they told me, warned me, Mother, be on the lookout why it is happening. They speak something behind their backs and try to convince the people of other countries about it. Of course, they being so clean that they don't like it. They don't want to hear it from Sahajogis. They don't want to hear against anyone who are Sahajogis. So they informed me, Mother, this is a very serious thing, and certain things they have told me are really very serious. So now we have to first decide that we should bear no grudge to anyone. How can you bear grudge to anyone? We have to be forgiving. All the time forgiving. Somebody has said it, all right, doesn't matter. As it is, English language, you know, is not very soft language. It's not a very soft language. And in that, if you say something, one should not mind. It's a very humorous language, but the humor sometimes cuts you out. But doesn't matter. That's the defect of the language. But that doesn't mean that you should say harsh words to anyone, or you should be indifferent to anyone. To your duties, to your children, to your wife, to your husband. indifference to anyone itself is tremendous harshness. For the small thing, if a woman gets angry and doesn't talk to her husband, or if the husband neglects the wife, doesn't bother about her, looking after her, caring for her, then it's a crime. According to Sahaja, it's a wrong thing to do. Because you must have balance, you must have softness of nature. You should talk very softly to others and be kind and nice. Just find out if you are doing that or not. Then, between the group, well, it's a question of using the power of love. We have no other power. We have no money power, we have no this political power, economic power, nothing. What power we have got is the power of love. For that, when you talk to each other, one has to talk in a soft manner, extremely soft and kind manner. You'll be surprised, I must say, in my experience, I have found Germans like that. Extremely soft to each other, extremely gentle. I mean, I can't believe these Germans who killed the whole world once upon a time. Now in Sahaja, suddenly they have realized what a horrible thing we have done. And Sahajogis, I tell you, that extremely gentle. You scratch anyone and you'll be surprised that all of them, all the Sahajogis are extremely gentle. While the Italians, I used to think, would be very gentle because they have art, culture, everything, and they produce such nice things. But on the contrary, I find that Germans can beat them. It's beautiful German Sahajogis there. They hate neo-fascism, they need all that. They said, we've had enough of it, we had such a bad name all over the world. If they know we are Germans, nobody wants to look at us. And what are these people doing? So they have become extremely gentle from one end to another end. And this gentleness really brings them out, because everybody is so surprised that Germans could be that gentle, so sweet. Now look at Shri Ganesh, how gentle he is, how sweet he is, and how innocent he is. His ways are so gentle, how he works on you, how he makes things for you, how gently he does all these things. Like, see now, you cannot see this flower opening. In my room you put some flowers, they started growing. You can't see their growth. If you put a very camera of a special nature which can record, you can see it growing there. But you can't see. You can't see a tree growing. You can't see a flower opening out. You just can't see anything that is growing by nature by Shri Ganesh. He does it so gently. Now, also he will not grow trees one on top of another, but in such a way that they all get the sun's rays. Just like a great mother, I must say, the way gently he does everything. Every leaf is made differently. What an art. Every leaf in the whole world, you cannot find exactly the same leaf, whether it is from Australia or from America. The leaf, if you see it under microscope, will differ. Every leaf. Can you imagine? Look at his work. How gently he puts everything. How gently he works. And while we are living on the grounds of Sri Ganesha, how gentle we should be. And in dealing with people, we should be extremely gentle to show that we are Ganesha's special Ganas. That's what I feel about Australians. We have had some mishaps, I know, doesn't matter. But that's all right, few of them were like that. But all of you should really learn to be very loving, gentle, kind, and concerned. Small things can make people happy, very happy, you see. When I try all these tricks myself, and you should also try these tricks, it's very simple. That one day I gave a sari to a lady. So she said, Mother, how do you know I love this color? Because I've seen you mostly wearing this color, so I know you love this color. But did you see me? Yes, of course I saw you. So these small things, you see, she was so heartened. She felt that mother notices me because I've seen you. I mean, I see all of you, but I know about all of you because I'm concerned. I'm bothered about it. For everyone, I know where you stand, what's wrong with you, what should be done, what you like, what you don't like. There's no harm in doing that. It's much better to have a better rapport when you understand what's the problem is. I immediately know what's the problem is. I know person who is dominating, I know person who is mistrusting, everything I know. And gradually I try to tell them in a very gentle way that this should be corrected.
అమ్మా పరమ పూజ్య శ్రీ మాతాజీ, దయవుంచి ఈ సామూహికత అంతటికి కూడా ఆధ్యాత్మిక ఉన్నతిని ప్రసాదించండి తల్లి. శ్రీ మాతాజీ, అమ్మా దయవుంచి మేమంతా ఎల్లప్పుడూ మీతో ఒక్కటిగా ఉంటూ మీ దివ్య చిత్తానికి అనుగుణంగా నడుచుకుంటూ సహజయోగ వ్యాప్తిలో పాల్గొని అవకాశాన్ని, శక్తిని దయతో మా అందరికీ ప్రసాదించండి తల్లి. శ్రీ మాతాజీ, అమ్మా ఈరోజు ఇంతటి మహాభాగ్యాన్ని మాకు ప్రసాదించినందులకు మీకు కోటి కోటి ధన్యవాదములు తల్లి. అమ్మా ఈ ధ్యాన కార్యక్రమంలో మా వలన తెలిసి గాని తెలియక గాని ఏమైనా పొరపాట్లు జరిగితే దయతో మమ్మల్ని మన్నించి మీ యొక్క అనంతమైన ఆశీస్సులు ప్రసాదించండి తల్లి. థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్రీ మాతాజీ. అందరం కుండల్ని జాగ్రత్తపరుచుకుని నెమ్మదిగా బంధం తీసుకుందాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్రీ మాతాజీ. జై శ్రీ మాతాజీ. ఈనాటి ఈ ప్రాతకాల ధ్యాన కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొన్న సహజ కుటుంబ సభ్యులందరికీ హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదములు. అదేవిధంగా చైతన్య రథం ప్రస్తుతం నెల్లూరు జిల్లాలో రథయాత్ర జరుగుతూ ఉంది. తల్లి ఈ రథయాత్రలో సత్యాన్వేషకులందరూ కూడా పాల్గొని ఆత్మసాక్షాత్కార పొంది సహజయోగ ధ్యానంలో స్థిరపడేలాగా మీ యొక్క అనంతమైన ఆశీస్సులు ప్రసాదించండి తల్లి. థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్రీమాతాజీ. జై శ్రీమాతాజీ. ముఖ్య గమనిక, ఈరోజు మంగళవారం యథావిధిగా సాయంకాలం 8 గంటలకు జరిగే సాయంకాల ధ్యాన కార్యక్రమంలో మనమందరము తల్లి దివ్యశ్రీ చరణములను శ్రీ గణేశుని యొక్క 108 నామాలతో పుష్పాలతో పూజించుకుందాం. ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి అవసరమైన పుష్పాలు, ప్రసాదం, హారతి సిద్ధం చేసుకుని 5 నిమిషాల ముందుగానే ఈ ధ్యాన కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొందాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. జై శ్రీ మాతాజీ. హ్యావ్ ఎ నైస్ అండ్ హ్యాపీయెస్ట్ డే.